This is a little awkward, getting all the nerves out, nerves out. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is like one of my first official videos. I mean, I have my vlog, my tour vlog, but this is like my first video, especially a part of my Singleness series. So I'm really excited that that you're here watching. Yeah, this will just be all types of videos. All types, talking about the different things that I've gone through in my singleness, the ups and downs, because it has been an up and down journey, and yeah, just different topics that I feel like I would have wanted to hear about, that I maybe haven't seen very much of, and just advice, you know what I mean? Also, if you have questions, send in any questions, because I would love to answer any questions that you may have for me about singleness or just about anything. I'm a pretty open book, so I don't mind answering your questions, but yeah, let's get into it. So today, I guess I just kind of want to open up and talk about my single journey. So I've been single, okay, so I was single technically for 6 years, then from 2014 to 2020, I was single for 6 years straight. I had talked to a few people, I think you know, in between that, maybe 4 or 5 people, but as far as in a committed relationship, I was single from 2014 to 2020, so 6 years, and then after my relationship ended in 2020, I've been single since then, and it's 2023, so I've been single for 3 years now, and it has been quite the journey. It's been very up and down. It was crazy because every time I thought that I was good, because you know how, oh my God, let me tell y'all something. I kind of hate when people talk about okay, and once you're not looking for love, that's when it shows up. Because for me, let me just tell you guys, just be super honest. I would hear that and I would be okay, so I'm gonna not look for it. What is that? What does that even mean? Trying to, thinking that if I tried to put it in the back of my mind or convinced myself that I didn't really want to be with someone, that would make it happen faster for me, which was totally but I guess it was really just ignoring the fact that it was what I really wanted, because you know how everybody always says, they're always they were saying things yeah, and once you're just content and fine being alone, that's when, you know what I mean? And I don't know that I fully subscribe to that way of thinking. I think that maybe, I saw a quote, and I've talked about this before on a Generation 1 podcast. Shameless plug, if you have not seen the Generation 1 podcast that me and some amazing people, some of my friends and friggin' family are, some of my friends and family are part of, you have to check that out too. Generation 1 podcast. It's on all of the places where there's podcasts. We also have a YouTube channel. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I don't believe in that you have to be totally fine with being alone forever and that's when your person shows up. I feel like it's literally just when God says so. That's just, you know, when the timing is right. And I don't think that you have to not want to be with anybody for it to happen. I think that you can still have that desire. I think it more than likely happens when you're not desperate for it, because I also just think when you're desperate, you don't choose well, which was me for a long time. Even though I tried to convince myself that I wasn't desperate and I didn't want it, I was just not trying to push that desire down, because I think I feared that if I desired it and it didn't happen, I would be torn apart, or admitted that that was something that I wanted, and then it just seemed like it was still taking a long time. I didn't want to continue to be disappointed and then just be sad, you know, especially, you know, with people around me, you know, having that happen for them. I didn't want to be sad. So, but that's a whole nother thing. That might be another story that I talk about. But today I want to talk about, yeah, I guess just to be honest and open about the fact that it's an up and down journey. You know, I've had moments where I felt like I was good, you know, and I was really, you know, walking in purpose and focused on other things. And I was good. And then I've had moments even after that, you know, where I was struggling a little bit and sad about it. I feel like it's been such an up and down journey as I've just grown over the years. I mean, 2014, I was a 16-year-old girl. And you know, now I'm 23. I'm not 23. Now I'm 25. Wow. So I think I said that because it's 2023. Anyway, so of course I've just grown and I've learned so much and I've just developed so much within myself, gotten to know myself a lot more, which I think is a benefit of being single for as long as I have been. Even though, I mean, there was a little break, you know, when I was dating somebody, but I think that is a benefit for sure. Just getting to know myself, just learning me and then learning about love, you know what I mean? And then learning about biblical love has been a whole nother thing that I've like just recently been getting into, that I just didn't know because I felt like I'm in marriage and stuff like that because I felt like a lot of people around me weren't talking about it. So, but that's a whole nother story. But today I do want to talk about always attracting players or guys that didn't actually like want to settle down. Oh my gosh, so that was like my life story for so many years. I know, okay. So when I was younger, like teenage years, I was a little fast, not even gonna lie. I was a little bit of a fast girl, you know. I would be like talking to like multiple guys at once. I was very flirtatious, you know, and I just loved the attention. And I think that I used male attention as an escape from my sadness. So whenever I would feel like sad about whatever, you know, or down, I would just be like, well, let me go hit up, you know, Jonah or whatever. I didn't never talk to anybody named Jonah, so there's no Jonah. But so it was kind of like my escape from any like sadness that I was feeling. But you know, I think it was just kind of like my coping mechanism. Everybody has theirs. Mine was male attention. So yeah, but after I got my heart broken, that kind of cut out. Not that I stopped using male attention as like an escape for me, but as far as just me being like fast, always talking to somebody, always, you know, always like, you know, my serial, you know, dater, like constantly talking to someone, that kind of ended. After I got my heart broken, which I will definitely have a story time about at some point, you know, in, you know, my Singleness series. But yeah, always attracting players. That was something that really, really frustrated me so much, especially, you know, I mean, I think when I, you know, in my teenage years, when I was kind of very flirtatious, I feel like it's kind of a given, you know, if you're flirting with, you know, a lot of people or basically every person that you find attractive, like I was, I think that it can come off a certain way, and I feel like got like good, not saying that if you do that no good guys will ever like you. I'm not saying that, but I think that for me, when I was doing that, I don't think that I was presenting my best self. But okay, so I think after, you know, after I kind of stopped, you know, being like flirtatious with every guy that I found attractive, what kind of shocked me and kind of made me sad, you know, in more like recent years, was that like I was still attracting guys that did not want to commit. I was still attracting men that were just kind of trying to play me. And I think that really messed with my self-esteem and my self-confidence, because I was like, I'm not even fast like I used to be, but I felt like nobody ever saw me for how I saw myself. And that led me to some unfortunate situations, I feel like. And just, I think, really, really it caused me to struggle with my self-esteem. Like, I would just kind of be like, I've grown so much as a person and in God and in my self-confidence, and yeah, just like with, you know, when it came to men, because that was just kind of like a weakness of mine for a little bit, men. And so for me to have grown so much and to still kind of have like the same result as if I hadn't grown as much as I have, I think that I really, really struggled with that, because I was like, I know that I'm worth more than this, but how come nobody sees me? And it's okay. Oh my God, I do that, guys. I'm such a self-soother. And so like I give myself hugs if I'm feeling down. I hold my hand. I'll give myself like a nice embrace. I am such a self-soother, and I just, you know, sometimes you need comfort. You don't have somebody right there with you. Give yourself a hug. Anyway, so yeah, I think it made me really, really sad and insecure. And I think that was the whole thing, you know, of, you know, when you feel unseen, you begin to do things to try and make yourself seen, you know what I mean? Or really try and overly show who you are or show your heart to people, so that they can see you and hopefully treat you the way that you feel like you deserve to be treated, the way that you want to be treated. But I think later on I realized I never had to do that. If someone doesn't see me, it's not because I haven't changed. Like, because I used to be like, but I've changed, why don't they see me? But and it would make me feel like, well, have I not changed? Am I still coming across this way? And that wasn't the case, because I had changed, I had grown, but I think that had everything to do with the person and how they, you know, whatever phase of life they were in. So I had to realize, like, their inability to see me and my heart and what I'm worth had nothing to do with me and what I was projecting, and it had everything to do with that person, you know? So I just, you know, I guess I just want to encourage anybody that feels unseen, or like, you know, maybe they used to be a little fast like me, and you know, grew and stuff like that, and they feel like they're still attracting the same type of men. Like, their inability to see who you truly are, to see your heart, to see your beauty beyond just, you know, your face, or your outward appearance, that has nothing to do with you, honey. So just keep walking in that, keep being you, keep being loving, keep being kind, keep being caring, and don't never stop growing towards the woman that you really, really desire to be. Just never stop growing, period. And then one day somebody will see you. I think, yeah. And you start desiring different type of people too. I think sometimes we forget that we have the ability to choose as well who we want to be with, who we want to spend our time with, who we want to connect with. Just because someone is reaching out to us doesn't mean that we have to respond, doesn't mean that we have to, you know, like show the same amount of interest, you know. So take your power back. I think I used to be like, oh my God, someone's finally like interested in me, like, wow, you know, and get all excited. But it's like, but you know, but for one, recognize you're awesome. I had to recognize, like, I'm pretty great. So if someone's interested in me, I mean, that sounded so conceited. Anyway, I'm gonna just glaze over that. But you have the ability to, like, okay, like, do you seem cool though? Do you seem like someone that I would actually want to give my time to, give my effort to, give, you know, whatever to? So that's that on that. So yeah, but that's my spiel about being single, and did I say and friendless? But that might be a whole nother thing. That I might have to make that into a whole nother video about, like, you know, or finding, you know, good friends that that are just good people that love you, that are turned, because I was friendless for many years. I think I was friendless longer than I was single. Well, technically, if I was dating someone, then I had a friend. Anyway, I think that's gonna be a video within itself. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go a lot more into depth in my singleness journey and tell a lot of stories, personal stories. So thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell notification if you want to be notified every time that I post. And there will be a lot more videos coming for the Singleness series and just other fun stuff. So stay tuned. Bye, y'all.